It's time for the final act, Act 5, Scene 1. We are at Macbeth's castle. Lady Macbeth, who we haven't heard from for a little while, she's going cuckoo. She's been sleepwalking. Her lady in waiting, a gentlewoman, has been watching her do this nightly, and the gentlewoman has called in a doctor to evaluate her. And in this scene, we're going to see Lady Macbeth um, almost like in a trance-like state as she's sleepwalking. She's going to wash her hands. She's going to confess things that she's been a part of. And the doctor and gentlewoman are going to be like, oh my goodness, it sounds like we've got a horrible murdering lady right here. And the doctor is going to say that she needs not a medical remedy, but she needs a divine intervention. She needs some sort of godly intervention to bring her back to her senses. So we're going to do this one real fast. Act 5, Scene 1. It's a really straightforward scene. Enter a doctor and a gentlewoman. All right, the doctor says, I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked? Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep. A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the line effects of watching. In this slumberly agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say? That, sir, which I will not report after her. Uh-oh, the gentlewoman's apparently heard some bad stuff. So let's find out what that is. You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should. Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. She doesn't want to be accused of saying, Lady Macbeth confessed to crimes of murder. So she wants Lady Macbeth to have to do it. Okay, in comes Lady Macbeth with a taper. A taper is a candle, which is really funny because earlier she called upon evil spirits to, take the light out of her life, so to speak, and now she's insistent upon having a candle with her at all times. She's like desperate for light and hope and goodness. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close. How came she by that light? Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command. You see her eyes are open. Ay, but their senses shut. What is it she does now? Look, how she rubs her hands. It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus, washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour. Lady Macbeth just doing this. And she says, yet here's a spot. Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance, and more strongly. So I'm going to write down everything she says right here. Lady Macbeth then says, super famous lines in literature, not just this play, but all of literature. She says, out, damned spot, out, I say. 1, 2, why? Then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and afeard? What need we fear, who knows it, when none can call our powers to account? Yet who would have thought the old man had to have so much blood in him? She's freaking out. She says it right there. Who would have thought the old man would have had so much blood in him? Okay. She's washing her hands. Out, damn spot. Out, I say. It's a stain, okay? It's a sin she can't remove. It's a very important line. Out, damn spot. That spot is symbolic for her guilt. The doctor says, do you mark that? Lady Macbeth continues. The Thane of Fife had a wife. I don't know why she's rapping right here. The Thane of Fife had a wife. It's so dumb. Sorry. Teacher jokes. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with the starting. Go to, go to. You have known what you should not, the gentlewoman says. She has spoke she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, ho, ho. Thank you. My Academy Award is in the mail, I'm sure. Lady Macbeth delivers this line. Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. This is reminiscent of the line earlier in the play where Macbeth was feeling overrun with guilt, and he says, what do you say? Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this my hands will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red. So we have direct reference to that, but instead of talking about Neptune's oceans here, we do have the perfumes of Arabia. So all the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand. She's so caught up in the stink of murder and guilt. What a sigh is there! The heart is sorely charged. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Well, well, well. Pray God it be, sir. This disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died wholly in their beds. So he's like, if she can ask for forgiveness, then maybe she'll die peacefully. Wash your hands, put down your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on's grave. Even so. To bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done is done, cannot be undone. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed. Will she go now to bed? Directly. Foul whisperings are abroad, and natural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine, she needs more God, than the physician, the doctor. God forgive us all. Look after her, remove from her the means of all annoyance. Take away, the doctor's giving the gentlewoman instructions. Take away anything that she could harm herself with. She seems mentally unstable. We don't want her committing suicide. And still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight, I think, but dare not speak. Good night, good doctor. That's the gentlewoman speaking there at the end. The other important line is when she says, Lady Macbeth talks about Banquo. She says Banquo's buried, so don't be all upset. Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of Aunt's grave. She's probably reliving conversations she had with her husband about Banquo and Banquo's death, and probably the guilt Macbeth felt from killing his own friend. And so the doctor and nurse note that, and they're like, oh my goodness, this whole thing is coming together. We're finding out who the true murderers are. All right, that is the end of that scene.